So we are back for lesson 7. I see only the past. This idea is particularly difficult to believe at first, yet it is the rationale for all of the preceding ones. It is the reason why nothing that you see means anything. It is the reason why you have given everything you see all of the meaning it has for you. It is the reason why you do not understand anything you see. It is the reason why your thoughts do not mean anything. Wow, I went deep for a second. And why they are like the things you see. I'll do that again. It is the reason why your thoughts do not mean anything and why they are like the things you see. It is the reason why you are never upset for the reason you think. It is the reason why you are upset because you see something that is not there. Old ideas about time are very difficult to change because everything you believe is rooted in time and depends on your not learning these new ideas about it. Yet that is precisely why you need new ideas about time. This first time idea is not really so strange as it may sound at first. Look at a cup, for example. Do you see a cup, or are you merely reviewing your past experiences of picking up a cup, being thirsty, drinking from a cup, feeling the rim of a cup against your lips, having breakfast, and so on? Are not your aesthetic reactions to the cup, too, based on past experiences? How else would you know whether or not this kind of cup will break if you drop it? What do you know about this cup except what you learned in the past? You would have no idea what this cup is except for your past learning. Do you then really see it? Look about you. This is equally true of whatever you look at. Acknowledge this by applying the idea for today indiscriminately to whatever catches your eye. For example, I see only the past in this pencil. I see only the past in this shoe. I see only the past in this hand. I see only the past in that body. I see only the past in that face. Do not linger over any one thing in particular, but remember to omit nothing specifically. Glance briefly at each subject and then move on to the next. 3 or 4 practice periods, each to last a minute or so, will be enough. So, lesson 7, I see only the past, is interesting because we don't think this about ourselves. We don't realize, I was just having a conversation this morning with a client, and we don't realize that so much of our day and so much of what we think is our future is actually the past playing itself out again and again and again every day. So the example that is given here in the course about the cup is interesting, isn't it? Because it's only a cup. Here's the cup. And I do have my past associations on this cup. I see only the past in this cup. Like I was like, oh, yesterday I had coffee out of this cup. Today I'm having tea. This idea is to give us some space from kind of the constraints of the past, of what we think everything is for, so that new ideas can come to us, new perceptions. You know, we talked about this in the last lesson, but it bears repeating because so often we think we know what things are about, but we do because of our past associations. So if in this moment now we can consider that I see only the past. I mean, really dig into your thought systems. Like, how often are you thinking about something that happened in the past, wishing it was still here today, upset about something in the past? When and how often are we really present with what is happening right now? So, as you practice this throughout the day, you might notice it, especially if there is any upset, to say, I see only the past. It's particularly useful in relationships when you feel triggered by something says. Like if someone says, for example, like, "Hey, I'm going out to dinner tonight." Like that's a pretty neutral statement. It's a fact. They're going out to dinner tonight. But you might have been like, "Well, why didn't they invite me?" Or, "Gosh, they're always," whatever extra thoughts that's meaning you see only the past. So, this is an idea that we can embrace to support us in being more and more present, like the yogis talk about now is the time for yoga. And yoga is like this yoking of universal consciousness, like a milking of a cow. To yoke is to unite, to bring forth spiritual content. And so now that wants to happen so that we can see who we truly are. And we can also see who others truly are. So many people are living in the past, telling their past stories over and over and over again. And all that is doing is creating a future that is identical to the past. If people are constantly talking about how they were betrayed, they're creating more and more scenarios right now for that to continue to occur because we're not realizing the deeper cut, which is our minds are very powerful and thoughts are things and thoughts create matter. And so if I'm seeing only the past and I'm continuing to see that and repeat that, then my future becomes that. So there's a lot of incentive here for us to practice this lesson and practice it well. And these few lessons too, I know that there can be a little bit of resistance here. It's such a humbling practice for our minds that, we tend to think we're super smart and, we have our ways of doing things in place. But I see only the past is such a humbling lesson for me. It's like, you know what? Am I willing to consider that that might be true? That opens doors, that opens energies, that's yes energy. When I say no, it's closing energy, it's shutting off the miracle energy. And remember, there's no order of difficulty among miracles. So let's open up, let's be open to the potential, and happy practicing. Wishing you a great day. Lesson 7. Good work, you guys.